Hey guys, I am Ibigandscary. I'm bringing you another StarCraft 2 replay, this time featuring in our bottom left-hand side blue, our blue Terran, and his opponent in the top right is going to be DroneOfArc, our red Zerg. Both players are in mid to high masters. We're on Neo Planet S. This is a fantastic match, which means we're probably on the ladder. I mean, both players comparable skills, red versus blue, ladder map. We're on the ladder. It's fine. So the big points. We're playing for the MMR rating and whatnot. And this is the best matchup that there is in StarCraft, the Zerg versus Terran, or at least according to the polls. Everybody seems to like this one a lot. This is a very fantastic matchup. It's basically as exciting as Zerg versus Zerg in the early game, all throughout the matchup. You've got drops constantly with the Hellbats and the Widow Mines, the massive Widow Mine hits, the frantic microing of the Marines backwards to get away from the Banelings, and then those beautiful infester shots with the pathogen or the fungal growths just to skewer those clusters of bio balls down. It's really an exciting matchup, and it's definitely really cool. Blue doing a really cool production facility placement thingy with all of his buildings. He's throwing down that barracks. Really weird placement of it, actually, down by the medium choke into the natural. He's got his barracks here, which is prevents some stuff. It's actually rather weak in this bottom left-hand side. If he was in the top right-hand side, it wouldn't be nearly as bad, because the add-ons from these barracks are going to be facing the exterior of the wall, which means they're going to be very exposed to the surrounds of these Zerglings. It's kind of a complicated thought to share without being able to show you. But basically, if he throws a tech lab here, it's going to be right here, and he's going to be able to get a ridiculous surround of all those Zerglings on it, focusing it down before any handful of Marines could actually do anything. So that means Blue is not going to be relying on add-ons, which means he's going to be doing some aggression. And another way we can see that is that the Vespene Geysers haven't been tapped. This is basically a proxy 2-racks, I assume. But not really proxy, because Neoplanet S is super small. The S stands for small. Rush distance. Hatchery going down at the 15 supply mark, 15 spawning pool immediately thereafter, both of which are going to be finishing right on top of each other. No gas being tapped, so DroneOfArc's going to have plenty of economy, already up to almost 18 supply with that Overlord on the way. First Marine and an SCV moving out. Another SCV already there. He's probably going to be hoping to throw down a bunker. But yeah, DroneOfArc, really nice game sense there to have that Overlord in position, just to see exactly if the SCV was getting up to any shenanigans. However, he does not know that there's another SCV and a Marine waiting in the wings. First drone moving down. This guy's just about to pop again. This is just scouting, because the hatchery, when it's being built, has absolutely no vision, and that means that you can be producing a bunker like right next to it and not be aware of it at all. So that Overlord and the drone moving down, good play there by DroneOfArc. However, it's not really going to help him, as 3 Marines are going to be picking apart the drones. Only 4 drones being pulled right now. The 8 Zerglings on the production tab, one of them immediately becoming a Spinecrawler. Excellent play there. You guys probably know that the bunker is outranged by the Spinecrawler. Spinecrawler's got 7 range. These guys got like 5 for the Marine, I think 5 for the Marine, and then once they're in the bunker it's 6, which means this bunker, I guess, is within range of that hatchery. Going to be shelling down plenty of damage with that Queen coming out. Queen's only got 4, right? 5 Talons. Talons of 5. I don't know if this bunker is within range, though. It looks like this guy's really tight on that creep. Probably going to be focusing down that hatchery, though. DroneOfArc cannot afford to let that hatchery go down. A really nice micro there, popping all the Marines out just to shell down a little bit of extra damage. Not trying to focus down the Queen, which maybe is something that he could do with the sheer number of Marines in there, but he doesn't want to open them up to a lot of damage, especially with these Spinecrawlers now making their way forward. Both of them burrowing. One of them, oh no, mistakenly burrowing one Spinecrawler within range of that bunker. He is beginning to target them down. Oddly, one of the bunkers is not fully saturated, the one in the far back. Salvaging one. Is he going to get the salvage? He is going to get the salvage. Nice. The other one not being started on the salvage just yet. It looks like it is going to go down. However, it has succeeded in taking down one of the Spinecrawlers and forcing up another Spinecrawler. Blue is being forced back. However, not a total wash. 450 resources lost for just 150. Getting a nice little refund on the one salvaged bunker. Totally not a wash. Totally not a wash. However, Blue is just now getting up his CC back at home, and the hatchery is fully saturated for DroneOfArc, so he's going to be booming right now all things considered for the economy. 26 over 18. Gas is just now being taken, the finishing up on the refineries. We don't see any gas at home. Okay, DroneOfArc's gotten 1 gas, but that is also very late. So DroneOfArc probably is thinking about taking a third right now. This is totally what I would be doing. Grab that gas immediately. Drone up, drone up, drone up. You just held off a nice little poke of aggression. However, you've got to know that every single one of those Marines succeeded in getting away. So you switch over to the units tab. 13 Marines are on the field. Taking that third could be a little bit risky. Maybe a handful more Zerglings. Nice Zergling placement. Poor Overlord placement. DroneOfArc only has a single Overlord afield. I know another one got picked off right here by those handful of Marines that we saw. I didn't mention it because it's just an Overlord. Whatever. But I would like to see more of these Overlords afield, kind of taking advantage of those ledges all scattered around this map. It is beautiful because of that. These Marines are making their way up just to check out that third, it looks like, which has not been taken at all. Instead, all 4 gas geysers have been taken, and we see it super early lair. That tells me it's probably going to be some sort of Baneling bust timing. Probably going to see a Baneling nest come down, all 4 gas geysers. I have no idea what he intends on doing with all that gas, if not some sort of Baneling timing, just because you need that much gas. Hey, this is what I was talking about, having to reposition that barracks in order for to get a tech lab. He knows it'd be nice, suicidal for him to get the tech lab out here. What with, all the Baneling busts coming in, those Banelings are going to blow up that tech lab. And that tech lab is starting to do STEM, which is definitely something you don't want to have delayed. 600 resources right now banked up, and it's because DroneOfArc has not taken a third. This is just catastrophic for him. I feel strongly that he should get a third, even if he's going for that Baneling bust. It's so nice to have something just to sit back and relax upon. He's got 2 hatcheries right now, and he's going to run out of larva if he just sits back and relaxes on these 2 bases, because a third is being taken by Blue right now, and he's going to let this game just spiral out of control. I like his mechanics. He's got nice creep spread right now. He's got 4 queens out there, 2 of which are designated poopers for the creep. He's getting an infestor pit. Man, is this what he's intending to do with all that gas? It could be a swarm host play. It could be a infestation play, an infestor play. Infestors obviously really good against the plethora of Marines we have out on the field right now. However, they don't really help with the Baneling bust. Oh man, DroneOfArc, you're confusing me. He's getting the centrifugal hooks as well as +1/+1 and speed. I don't know. I honestly don't know why he's getting the infestor pit. I don't think it's for like a super early hive. He's just now getting a third. DroneOfArc, I think he was just really flustered by that early aggression from Blue. I think that's what it was. He felt like he couldn't safely take the third because of the promise of aggression from all these Marines. He knew that Blue had them. He knew he didn't take care of them. So he thought, I need to get up something that could take out these Marines. And what that is the centrifugal hooks. I don't think DroneOfArc is making motions like he wants to do a Baneling bust. I know I said that a million times. I think that this was all just for defense. He wants to have Zerglings, Speedlings up. He wants to have some Banelings up, fast Banelings, so that once these Marines make a motion towards the third, he's got an answer for it. And that's actually very wise. 11 Banelings, but it's because he scouted these guys. I don't think that this is strictly for aggression. It might be for aggression once he takes care of these guys, but this is for defense more than anything else. The Queens and Zerglings are already in position. These poor Marines are moving into a trap. Oh my goodness, the nice positioning with their back up against the wall. However, Blue being way too aggressive, pushing forward. Oh, that time was time to retreat. Now the speed Banelings moving in. Oh, and the choke point, all the Marines just melting away. And now that the Marines, the majority of them had been cleaned up, these Banelings choosing not to detonate on only the paltry few Marines, deciding to retreat. The Overseer making his way in, seeing that the starport is just now operational. What is going on in that other factory? Is there another reactor? Is that reactor destined for something else, or are we going to be seeing Widow Mines or probably Hellbats with the armory coming out? So yeah, it looks like a heavy, flexible... What? He's got an army. Why is he producing Widow Mines? Probably because he's impatient. The armory is going to be done in 2 seconds. He wanted to get those Widow Mines out as soon as possible. Widow Mines always very cost effective, especially when you're dealing with a bunch of Zerglings and Banelings. But now that the third has been secured, it's going to get fully saturated. We're going to be seeing a slow and methodical swarm host play, because we saw the longevity for the... what are they called? Swarm hosts. Oh my goodness. It's like I'm having a stroke. I'm flustered too. I'm flustered because of the early aggression from Blue. These Widow Mines are going to be taking up defensive positioning, I'm sure. We still don't... He got an armory, and he's still producing Widow Mines. I like it. It's unexpected. Obviously, I would be expecting there to be a Hellbat drop. I mean, he's got the tech for it. He's got the factory with a reactor on it. He's got the armory. He's got the medevacs already out. Hellbats are just so incredibly cost effective, even with the static defenses and the plethora of queens out right now. I feel like Blue would be very, very well served to do that. But I love Widow Mines. Again, what I was saying early on is just how stressful it is because of those massive Widow Mine hits. And Widow Mines do a fantastic number on not only Zerglings and Banelings, but pretty much anything that you could deal with later on, maybe Mutalisks and whatnot. Here comes the drop. It looks like pure Marines right now, but we have another medevac fully loaded coming up to the left-hand side, and one of them is going to scout the hidden expand in the top left. However, we have 7 swarm hosts coming out onto the field. Hive at the 14-minute mark coming out. What is this Hive for? Wow. So no aggression at all coming out of DroneOfArc. He's just going to be just macro. The swarm hosts, I guess, are just to keep him alive until he can get whatever he wants to get out. It appears he's going to be working towards Ultralisks just because he's got that 2-2 on the way. It's probably going to be a 3-3. But Stem is now done, as is the +1. We can see +1 armor and +2 weapons on the way. Drop in the top left has succeeded, and the drop in the natural is moving forward, crushing a heavy toll of drones right now. There goes the quick burrow from the swarm host, popping out just a couple of locusts so they can go to town on those Marines, forcing the hot pickup. But man, look at all these swarm hosts. That does reveal the tech. DroneOfArc has swarm hosts, and Blue knows it. So Blue's going to be feeling very nervous about his third. Oh my goodness, but the third is so good. It's going to be so resilient. It's got such a huge number of supply depots as well as the planetary fortress right there, but it's going to notice the Congo line of swarm hosts moving down to the bottom left-hand side just to poke at that third. The medevac moving in with 2 Widow Mines, going to be dropping them, and we see that the 21 workers killed is going to go up to a healthy number of 22? 23, okay, it gets 2 kills. 2 kills, but they're burrowed within range of that spore crawler. So, unfortunately for them, they're probably both going to be taken out. Oh, no! Oh, the Marines arriving just to save one of the Widow Mines, and it looks like they're going to take out a Queen to boot. A very nice play there. All the swarm hosts burrowing into the kind of side passageway into the third, but with this planetary fortress there, I don't know how long how much damage they're actually going to do with that supply depot wall. It looks like all these Marines are going to be taken care of. The third for DroneOfArc is pretty much remain untouched right now, and it looks like Blue is coming under fire. But again, with that planetary fortress, as long as these SCVs repair it between rallies, attacks, then I don't see that Blue's going to have a problem holding off that third. Oh, a nice scan here from Blue, just poking down right on top of those swarm hosts. Oh my goodness, man, those Marauders make such short work of them. The Zerglings wait in the wing, just a little bit of a missed opportunity for DroneOfArc to actually clean that up, save a couple more of those swarm hosts. He was up to like 12 or 11 just a short period of time ago, now down to 4. It looks like a command center is going to get sniped down, but again, these guys were strictly designed to keep DroneOfArc alive. He rushed as fast as he possibly could for this Hive. He sacrificed so much to get that Hive up, even waiting to get his third so he had enough gas so he could work on that tech. This is obviously what DroneOfArc has been pushing for, are these Ultralisks. He's got Chitinous plating, 3-3 on the way. He's definitely been intending on getting these Ultralisks out, and remember how incredibly good they are. So yeah, these swarm hosts are going down, whoop-de-doo, no one cares. They were designed to keep DroneOfArc alive, and they have succeeded. Now DroneOfArc is going to be getting just enough economy up so that he can max out on Ultralisks and be doing a Doom push. And I don't care how effective your supply depot wall is, these Ultralisks are going to be doing a world of damage. Problem with this composition, though, is he's not supported by anything. You really need some infestors out there to hold those Marines in place, or you need some Zerglings in order to just support them. They work so well together. They all benefit from pretty much the same upgrades. It looks like Blue is going to be dropping in multiple areas. The third got cleaned up pretty nicely. It looks like single Marauder is going to be dropped off in the natural. Maybe that's a Widow Mine, I'm not sure. But it is definitely going to be doing quite a lot of damage. At the same time, DroneOfArc is dealing a ridiculous amount of damage to the natural, taking that out. The third rebuffed him just with the abilities of those SCVs to repair that planetary fortress, and looks like Blue has found the perfect positioning of his Marines. Oh, there goes the hot pickup. What was in that, a Marauder? I want to know how many kills that Marauder has. That is brutal. The Ultralisks are stagnating right now in the natural. They really can't afford to push up here. Look at all those Marauders. There goes the stem, and there goes the death of all of those Ultralisks. Those guys are going to go die, die, die. There goes the scan, too. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Even a medevac waiting in the wings, totally unscouted by just finding the absolute perfect location, actually. But a single Ultralisk popping out is not going to have a hard time with these Marines and the Marauders, or even those Zerglings with the 3-3. Oh man, look at all that armor, 6 armor. But again, they're not really supported. Yeah, we have a couple more Zerglings on the field now, but I want to see some Infestors. Those fungal growths can really make it so that the Marauders and Marines really can't kite the Ultralisks, and that's what's necessary. That's what's missing from this composition. What's not missing is money. He's got a 4th up right now. His natural is still mining strong. He's got quite a lot of Ultralisks out, but he's nowhere near max. He can definitely afford to produce more of everything, and I think that everything is Infestors. In case you didn't, catch on to that. Wouldn't mind to see some Corruptors or some Mutalisks to deal some damage to the critical number of medevacs that we have out on the field right now, because Blue definitely has succeeded in keeping his medevacs alive to the point where it's almost embarrassing for DroneOfArc, just because you really need to keep these medevacs in check. This is also embarrassing. Nothing in the production tab. That's bad. You should not let that happen. Even just a handful of Vikings instead of some of these medevacs, you get 1 or 2 Vikings out so that they can go Overlord hunting, which can work wonders whenever you're dealing with something that's very supply heavy like the Ultralisks. That is definitely something that you can incorporate into your build later on. Oh wow, look at that, pathogen glands! What a great idea. No, I'm just joking. He's actually doing really, really well. He's succeeding in keeping up a 4th base that is worlds away while dealing with enormous pressure from Blue. Blue is doing a fantastic job keeping his supply up and just dropping in constant corner after corner. And DroneOfArc is being torn in so many different directions that he's just desperate for any moment of respite so he can actually deal with this aggression. So both players are definitely playing to the peak of their abilities, and my hat's off to them, because it is definitely showing that they know what they want to do, what they want to accomplish, but both players are kind of holding each other in check. Blue obviously wants to get another expansion. His natural was taken down a short period of time ago, and he's just managed to retake it now. And his 3rd has been mining strong for a very long period of time, but that's a planetary fortress. Normally you have that as an orbital, and normally you are making motions like you want to take a 4th, but where is he going to take a 4th? The bottom right has been locked down by a handful of Zerglings that have burrowed there. The center is basically, yeah, just kill me now. And then the top left one is pretty much the only opportunity he has, but it's so very far away by ground. It's very, very difficult for him to decide one way or another. 6 Infestors are on the production tab right now. Hopefully we can get those clutch fungal growths down on the BuBbLe to make it so Blue can have the critical engagement, because he definitely has a tech advantage right now. He's very, very far ahead, all things considered, with tech. But Blue has him in mobility, and as long as Blue doesn't directly engage and he just keeps doing these annoying and vicious little drops in 2 different corners, making it so his Ultralisks cannot engage directly, DroneOfArc is he's just going to get more and more frustrated and maybe eventually try to all in. And if he all-ins in a bad engagement zone, because Neoplanet S has a lot of chokes, some of which can be man-made, those Marauders can definitely come out ahead of the Ultralisks as long as they have room to kite and also only have to deal with 1 or 2 of the Ultralisks at a time. So Blue very much in command of the engagement, but DroneOfArc has definitely closed the supply discrepancy. It was 170 over 130 just a few seconds ago, but with so many of those Infestors now on the field, see Corruptors are starting to be added into the mix. Are those destined for Broodlords, or is he going to keep them Corruptors? I hope he keeps them for Corruptors, because those medevacs definitely need to be taken care of. Look how quickly those Marauders just shred that Ultralisk. We have another drop going down into the bottom right-hand side. The handful of Swarm Hosts still alive, being positioned there to throw up their Swarm Host. What is this guy? Is this, yeah, just a single medevac with a single... Oh, here comes the big engagement. There goes the Fungal Growth right down on the ramp, holding those guys in. Oh, man, the Ultralisk's pushing forward right up the ramp. Beautiful Fungal Growth at the beginning there, but now that the number of BuBbLe has kind of thinned out, would appear that the Ultralisks are far less effective, and that's where you need these Zerglings to kind of to hold those guys in place. Blue's army has been completely shattered. It looks like the Medivacs forcing to retreat very, very quickly. The single Marauder, 3 kills right now, but I suspect that's going to be much higher. Oh no, never mind. There's an Ultralisk. He's dead. He's dead. DroneOfArc has lost his hatchery in the top left-hand side. His natural is beginning to get desaturated just because of the annoying Marauders, but he has succeeded in taking the bottom right-hand side. His harvester count is actually very, very low, 41 harvesters. I wonder how many he lost during that vicious assault before the Ultralisks and the Zerglings arrived. 5 Broodlords are on the production tab, though. We saw how very nice those Corruptors were at kind of stemming the sheer number of Medivacs. We see there's only 6 Medivacs now supporting this very stunted Marine and Marauder Bioball, and this is a very delicate period of time because DroneOfArc is just now he's going to be aware that this expansion is going to be taken. The command center is moving off down to the bottom right-hand side. Blue's going to land it. DroneOfArc's going to know it's there. Here comes the Broodlords, but the Broodlords are not supported at all. DroneOfArc, once again, he's relying too much on high-tech units. He needs to have stuff there to support them. These Ultralisks and these Zerglings work well together. The Broodlords can be very, very, very much exposed. The Infestors are there. Here comes Blue. Oh my goodness, if there's a stem and those Marines push underneath those Broodlords, that is a massive investment, especially for a Zerg that is only just now getting up a 3rd base. And remember, his natural is not nearly saturated as much as it should be, so he's really only on like 2 1/4 or something like that. I don't know. Fractions are hard. DroneOfArc finally just coagulating his entire force into one big conglomeration. Here comes the big push. Oh, but the Infestors are way too in the back. Where are the fungal growth? Oh my goodness, what a fungal growth. But no, the Ultralisks, they're being stupid. They're waiting way too long. Another beautiful fungal growth. Finally, the Ultralisks pushing forward and engaging. But what's this? Ravens throwing down Hunter Seeker after Hunter Seeker, melting away all of those Broodlords. But that's okay because fungal growths and Ultralisks make a beautiful combination. Oh my goodness, that was brutal. Is this a planetary fortress yet? It is. Okay, so this could be a hard engagement, but with Banelings there, as long as those Banelings decide to attack the SCVs rather than the actual planetary fortress, or just swing around and use their splash damage on everything. Oh wow, massive hits. The planetary fortress does indeed get taken down. It looks like another command center is going to be chased back by 2 Corruptors, but with the Marines in position, a quick stem snipes out one of those Corruptors and forces the other one away. Wow, this is incredibly this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. Both players have succeeded in getting up the ideal composition that they want right now. Ravens are a really nice addition, especially because Blue is going to be increasingly more mineral starved. What is this aggression here? It looks like something with fire. Oh man, I hate it whenever like something died here and I'm not 100% sure what it was. It looked like a drone. It was probably a drone, guys. It's fine. Man, so many Ultralisks, 4 more Ultralisks on the production tab, but we don't see a buttload of Corruptors. We need more Corruptors. We only got 1 right now. We have 3 Ravens with another 2 on the production tab, as well as plenty of Medivacs. Keeping that air army in check, while Ravens and Medivacs don't seem the most dangerous thing in the world, left unchecked, if you get up the critical number of Ravens, can be a huge, huge problem, especially whenever they're coming around picking off key unit-producing structures. And look how much tech is hidden right here in the main. Very, very exposed right there. DroneOfArc poking up just to see if indeed that 4th had been taken, but it looks like Blue is making motions like he wants to take it bottom right, and there's no Zergling there to spot it this time. Oh, sacrificing a handful of Zerglings just to see the state of his opponent's army, and again it is oh man, another huge push from DroneOfArc. He only has 3 Infestors, though. That's not a lot of fungal growth. He's going to be relying mostly on Banelings to take out those Marines, and those Ultralisks, once they have succeeded in actually connecting with this bio ball, doing massive, massive damage. But look at that supply fall, 131 over 104. Blue definitely coming out on top in this engagement, just melting away all those Zerglings and absorbing all the Baneling hits and surviving with enough of a bio ball left to actually deal with the Ultralisks there. Wow. That was absolutely brutal. Both players both their armies are kind of left in tatters right now. However, I think DroneOfArc has a little bit of an advantage as far as the economy is concerned, 46 over 40, but this tells you the whole story. Look at all those minerals, and it's because this guy is only just now landing. He's going to be able to throw down quite a lot of mules as the main is completely taken care of, but this, I believe, used to be the main orbital command, the orbital command that was positioned here, repositioned down in the natural when that guy was initially taken out. And so he's having to rebuild those command centers, resaturate those places, get up planetary fortresses because he's having to deal with this monstrous aggression coming from the Zerg. So DroneOfArc definitely doing a lot of pressuring on Blue, but Blue can't afford to sit back and relax because he just doesn't have the economy. If DroneOfArc can succeed in holding off all of this and re-macroing, he can definitely come out ahead because he's got that economic advantage. Oh man, so many Ultralisks. He's got that beautiful tech. He's got Broodlords, he's got Ultralisks, but he just doesn't have the money necessary to get them out. You got to be very, very cost effective. Handful of Broodlords doing plenty of damage to the orbital command, forcing the pick off, and that is definitely a blow to Blue because he wants to be able to use those mules from that orbital command. He wants to be able to spin them. This is really the last vestige of hope down here in the bottom right hand side. The third is beginning to get mined out almost completely, and in fact he's only got 3 SCVs on that. All of this economy is coming from that bottom right-hand side, and the Broodlords and Corruptors are basically going to be laying siege to this natural with nothing left to defend it. A handful of Hellbats. No. However, Blue has found the primary mining base of DroneOfArc and is doing a lot of damage there, but all he's taking out is the hatchery. All the drones have succeeded in transferring up now to the top left-hand side, and since DroneOfArc knows where Blue's main base, main army is located, and he knows it's taking out his natural as well as his base back here, he can afford to push in and actually take out some infrastructure. But is he going to try to crack this walnut of a base? Why would you want to? There's only a handful of minerals there. There's no real reason to take out that planetary fortress. It's a hard point that doesn't need to be cracked. This could be catastrophic, though. Blue pushing forward, going to be taking out maybe the Greater Spire as well as the Ultralisk Cavern. That is a lot of money right there, but with 2 queens, plenty of energy to transfuse. Does DroneOfArc have the APM necessary to keep them alive? We'll find out. Just look down here. I've got them still connected. Are they going to go down? One goes down, there goes the other, while the Ultralisks go to town on the infrastructure. DroneOfArc correctly identifying that the third base is pretty much unassailable because there's no minerals there. There's no reason to lose your army. Far better for you to expend your Ultralisks and Zerglings on the tech for Blue, going to town on all the barracks pretty much. Only a handful left. Oh, so many starports though. Still a handful of Zerglings and Ultralisks. This is quickly turning into a base race, but the base for Zerg is so massive. But how you get about that is by attacking them in all corners of the world. Blue attacking the top left and the top right. At the same time, the Ultralisks, Broodlords, Corruptors are going to town from the infrastructure back at home. But remember, after all of this, Blue has a planetary fortress in 2 different bases. He's got 2 different places he can reposition his units and also spend down his money. Both players have a decent amount of bank. One 18k in minerals, one 16k in gas, which you can actually spend in a variety of different ways as long as you have the tech. And it looks like DroneOfArc has kept his tech alive back at home. Quick thinking from an Ultralisk has managed to succeed in keeping everything alive except for that Spire, which is unfortunate because he's definitely going to need some Corruptors out on the field to keep not only the medevacs and drop play in check, but also those stupid flying buildings from the Terran. Man, you got units running around all over the place. I'm barely keeping track of them in any way, shape, or form. A single Ultralisk trundling around trying to keep pace with those medevacs. It looks like the main is going to get completely sacked from Blue. Still, both players are basically 100 over 100 supply, which is really impressive considering that the main has been completely taken out from Blue. He is repositioning with pretty much everything, and remember, his third is completely mined out, so this single base is the only source of economy for him. However, he is beating the pants off of DroneOfArc because his third is completely mined out, and I have absolutely no idea why these drones are going left and right. Oh, it's because this hatchery was taken out. That's right, this hatchery was just taken out, so was this one. So all while this is going on, DroneOfArc has 0 economy. It looks like there's going to be another cancel on the hatchery down the bottom right-hand side, but that's okay because DroneOfArc only needs 1 base right now. He's only got 30 harvesters, and that's a little bit more than you need to fully saturate 1 base. So yeah, it'd be nice to have a second base, I guess. But if you can't have It's not the end of the world if he only has one, is what I'm trying to say. Especially if the Broodlord's beginning to shell down a little bit of fire on the planetary fortress, but with so many Hunter-Seeker missiles, only 2 of them survive, and those guys are not long for the world because of another 2. DroneOfArc electing to park his entire ground fleet, or ground army, or whatever, down by his, I don't even know what number this base would be, but you guys see it's the base that I'm looking at right now. The one on the bottom right-hand side for blue is just ridiculously saturated with all sorts of tech, as well as just a huge number of SCVs. This is kind of calmed down right now. Both players are a bit reeling, trying to make sense of what sort of units they have. What sorts of units do they have? Blue's got a lot of Ravens. 7 Ravens, 2 Vikings, 8 medevacs. He's definitely got air superiority, considering there's only 2 Corruptors, which could definitely be taken out by the Ravens working in conjunction with those Vikings. But on the ground, we have a ridiculous number of Ultralisks. 5 Ultralisks. Don't know where the 5th one is. 41 Zerglings. Oh, Hunter-Seeker missiles going down on the Swarm Host, which is a great play because the Swarm Host would really be able to help a lot in this war of attrition that this is basically becoming. Looks like another drop going off into the top left-hand side with some Marauders that are going to have absolutely no problem taking out the hatchery. I really feel like DroneOfArc just needs to go now. The longer he waits, blue is going to be more and more cost-effective against him. He needs to take out a base, but with that planetary fortress and those man-made chokes that I was talking about, how cost-effective can he possibly be? He's got another Greater Spire coming up, more Corruptors. That could be what he needs. He needs to just take back the air, eventually get up those Corruptors, but with his base going down, so many of his drones going down, 106 workers killed, only 22 harvesters out on the field right now. If he just collects everything down here at this base, lets go of this one on the top left-hand side, gets up a nice number of Corruptors, eventually takes out those Ravens, and I guess the Banshee, which is now pushing out. I think DroneOfArc could get enough Broodlords and actually start shelling down enough damage and eventually cracking that planetary fortress. I don't think those Ultralisks are going to be enough. If those Ultralisks do elect to go up there, they're going to just get cut to ribbons by the sheer number of Marauders, Marines, and then with the planetary fortress there to support them. We've got 3 Banshees, which are always very impressive with their ability to do quite a lot of damage. Oh, nice point defense drone there, saving the Banshee just for a handful of seconds longer. Looks like 2 cloaked ghosts poking in there, but do we have a single Overseer out in the field? Yeah, we've got 2. They're somewhere, but they're not with this force, and man, those Ultralisks are just, they're so hungry. They need to kill something. But with these chokes here, blue is basically invulnerable. And blue has succeeded in keeping his tech alive. He saved all these starports. He saved quite a lot of the barracks. And so because he's got this infrastructure, he can afford to just kind of turtle up like this. And it's going to be impossible for DroneOfArc to break. And unfortunately for him, the only real mining bases left are halfway across the map. He's got this one and this one. I mean, it would be really neat for him to grab another hatchery there, but there's no way he's going to get another 300 minerals. He's too desperate to get out a lot of Corruptors, and a lot of Corruptors he does have. He's got 4 right now, another 4 on the production field. That could be enough for him to take back these skies. We only have 4 Vikings right now. We don't have any more Vikings being produced because blue is supply blocked, but blue does have a lot of money, and he's also got a lot of tech. He's got 2 starports that are just doubling up on the Viking production. What's this guy making, a Banshee and a Banshee? Man, oh, that is so cool. That is so cool that blue has managed to keep his tech alive. But unfortunately for him, DroneOfArc is just, he's got a nice composition. He's got those Corruptors, and Corruptors are very, very good at taking care of anything in the air. It looks like blue is going to be making motions like he wants to attack, and this could be a clutch mistake. Now he doesn't have that choke. Where is DroneOfArc's forces? Where are DroneOfArc's forces going? Those Ultralisks need to swing down here. Oh my goodness, blue is having a field day on this hatchery. What are you doing? Oh my goodness, I'm going to go ballistic. DroneOfArc electing to do something. I don't know. What is... Oh man, I think DroneOfArc is just way too flustered by the aggression. He's got a single Marauder going to town on the hatchery up here. This hatchery goes down because DroneOfArc just kind of suckled his thumb and decided not to do anything with the 8 tier 3 Ultralisks with max upgrades. He's got 3 more on the production tab right now and just lets his only mining base go down. Yeah, this guy's up here now and is fully saturated. He's got 34 hit points. And blue is just pushing forward. I think that is going to be it. Like, why in the world would you do that? Someone tell me. Was he afraid of the unit composition here? Because he had infestors on the field that were going to throw down a fungal growth. And yeah, those Ultras are going to catch and kind of suck on a little bit of hunter killers. Hunter-Seeker missiles, but that's to be expected. That would have completely crushed Blue's ground army and forced him back. You had the Corruptors out. Totally could have dealt with that. I understand it's an intimidating looking force, but you cannot afford to let that hatchery go down in this situation. And unfortunately for him, he's given Blue a ridiculous amount of momentum right now, because Blue's, he's got that fully mining base. He's got another planetary hardpoint back in the left-hand side. It looks like a single orbital. Oh, here comes the engagement. Finally, DroneOfArc electing to engage, and this is what should have happened next to the hatchery. I understand he was waiting for a handful more Ultralisks, but this fight is over before the Hunter-Seeker missiles actually engage, but all of these guys are pretty much in the red. Look at all those pretty colors. Those Ultralisks cannot afford to push forward and try to engage anywhere near this. They can't do any damage to the infrastructure. And what does Blue lose? Blue loses his standing force, I guess, but that's fine because he succeeded in taking out the hatcheries, both of them, from DroneOfArc. He's got absolutely no economy. He basically wasted his Ultralisks, but he had it. I am so mad because I want to see what would have happened if DroneOfArc had actually engaged right here with that force. He had it. And it would have knocked Blue right back down to where Blue is right now, with no standing force, with no standing ground army, and a significant deficit in the air. I don't know. Oh my goodness. This game would have been incredibly epic. And the game is incredibly epic. We're at the 50-minute mark. My voice is absolutely shot. Like, I've been giggling and mindlessly blabbering for the last 20, 30, 40, 48 minutes and 47 seconds. But I had a great time. But I want to see what would have happened if DroneOfArc had actually taken that engagement and not kind of wussed out on it. 260 minerals. He's probably kicking himself, because if he just had a little bit more, if he could maybe salvage evolution chambers, that would be cool. He could actually get up a hatchery and maybe stay in this, because he's got a healthy number of harvesters. 15 harvesters left, and it looks like this base is going to be completely mined down in a couple of seconds. But with an orbital still on the field and more than a handful of Banshees, 8 Banshees, they're eventually going to target down pretty much everything that DroneOfArc has. So I'm going to call this game right now. We're going to times 8 it until somebody GG's out, just to make sure that there is indeed a good game and that everybody realizes how incredibly epic this actual engagement was. Oh, there goes the last hurrah of the Ultralisks pushing in. Hey, they succeed in breaking the planetary fortress. That's pretty cool. But with only 3 Ultralisks remaining and the orbital command taking the gold expansion in the middle of it, it looks like Blue's gonna have DroneOfArc is gonna have to tap out with 32. Oh man, both players are just kind of shell shocked. I'm sure I'm kind of shell shocked. Shell-shocked at how this game turned out. I'm surprised that Blue's not being more aggressive with these Banshees, but at the 52-minute mark, I mean, you kind of have to turtle. I'm very disappointed that engagement didn't happen. I was super stoked about it, but instead those Ultralisks were like, well, okay, let me check over here. Is this okay? This is still snowy. I'm gonna come over here. Is that a shadow? Okay, it's a shadow. What? Our hatchery's gone. Oh no! Disastrous. Oh man. That was a great game, though. That was an excellent game. I'm assuming Blue is the one that posted this. Congratulations, Blue. Your drop play is superb. And thank you for not going Hellbats early on in the game, because that definitely made this game a hell of a lot more interesting. And like I said, those Widowmine hits are pretty cool. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I enjoy it when people watch my videos, too. So if you have a game you want me to cast, you could PM me here or on Reddit. One way or another, I will see you guys later. I'm Big and Scary. Bye.